Going commando is never easy, but once in a while a mission comes along that pushes even the most seasoned lake commando to the very limit. Today, Steve Banaz and Mark Kortz reignite the longest running and most hotly contested head-to-head matchup in Lake Commando's history, on a lake that could prove to be tougher than both of them combined.
Friggin' pike me off!
Banaz, Kortz, and largemouth bass. It's everything you need for an epic battle today on Lake Commandos.
Oh, missed him! I love fishing new water. The challenge is always the same. Find fish, trigger strikes. Ooh, there's a big fish. But what I really love is beating the other guy. I got a fish. This is Lake Commandos. Lake Commandos is powered by Nissan Titan, backed by America's best truck warranty. I was thinking pike today, but it sounds like you're leaning somewhere else.
I think bass.
Really, why?
Well, it's just the time of year, you know. I mean, big bass this time of year. You've got some good coontail, and typically in a lot of the lakes around the area. I think bass is going to be the deal.
In the Camp 365 fold-out cabin, Steve Banaz and veteran professional angler Mark Kortz prepare for another edition of their long-running commando feud.
All right.
This will be the sixth meeting between these two accomplished anglers. Battles that have included largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, pike, walleye, and crappie. And after 2 wins each and a crappie fishing tie a year ago, this grudge match is all square. Of course, as we've come to expect with these two, that tie is under some dispute.
In my opinion, it's 2-2.
Well, we fished 5 times.
And a tie.
There was no tie there.
I know, I whooped you, but you didn't want to count the smaller fish, so.
Well, and that's why you're throwing them in today. See, now the rules have been made.
No, the rules have been this consistent ever since. It's just the courts influence.
Like on crappies, if you can't get a fillet knife to go through them, you can't count them.
If these guys are looking for options, they've come to the right place. At just over 1,000 acres, today's battlefield has dozens of miles of shoreline, acres of shallow cover, deep weed lines, and offshore structure. And with this being a transition period between summer and fall patterns, any or all of it could come into play. So this is no easy mission. Locate and catch early fall largemouth bass on a large clear water lake with lots of cover.
I think with what we're seeing on the Lake Finder and the map, with the 12-foot visibility, I want to go ultralight. And you know, even though you're going ultralight when you're talking about a drop shot, it's such a good finesse technique and it catches giant bass. My weapon of choice today, Villain 2.0 7-foot medium, paired up with the Revo Rocket. And this spinning reel right here is something I've fallen in love with this year. This is size 30, spooled up with 10-pound spider wire ultracast braid down to a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. My bait of choice today, the flat nose minnow in the new Max scent. Steve Banaz, this right here is a combination that's going to take you down.
You know, drop shots allow you to fish fast, cover a lot of water, shallow and deep, and with a great choice of baits, he's going to put some fish in the boat. I'm going to go a little different tack. I'm going to go more big bite for these fall fish. This is the new Power Bait Bearded Deuce, and what I like about it, it's got these long tentacles that act much like a jig, and it still has the tail action of these twin tails. I'm paired it up with the new heavy cover. This is a 3-aught Fusion 19 heavy cover hook. I've got a massive hook gap. You can see that it's going to bury it into fish. What I'm going to start off with is a pegged 1/2 ounce tungsten sinker from Swagger Tackle. I'm going to go to a fluorocarbon line today. The 12-foot water visibility has me a little bit spooked, and normally I'd fish braid with a bigger bait like this, but I'm going to go to 17-pound trilene 100% fluorocarbon for invisibility. I have a second rod already rigged up with 30-pound braid with a fluorocarbon leader if I need to. In terms of a rod, this is an Abu Garcia Fantasista Premier in 7-foot 6-inch, medium heavy, great length, super lightweight, super sensitivity, and lots of power to get good hook sets. The reel, the fantastic Revo MGX. This is the high-speed version. It's 8.0 to 1 retrieve ratio. Hey, this is the rig that's going to take Mark Kortz down today for the 3rd time out of 6 battles.
The weather today is more like mid-August than mid-September, with air temps expected in the mid-80s and water temps near 70 and rising throughout the day.
You know, everybody's looking for stable weather conditions for fishing. And a lot of people like it where it's starting to warm up. It's getting warmer and warmer throughout the day. I'll be honest with you, I think that these reverse cold fronts, when it's actually heating up, can be more of a challenge than a regular cold front, particularly in this area where the fish are used to some colder weather. So Mark, as guest, you have the option of going first or second, but history will prove you want to go second, correct?
Well, yeah, why wouldn't I?
I already know you. Yeah.
It's fall.
It's fall.
Sun's out today.
You want
I'm gonna
me
let the water warm up a little bit.
You want me to do the work, figure out the fish? Yeah.
Here we go.
I know how it goes. I'm gonna start right here, Mark.
Well, you didn't go very far.
I don't think so. We got a heck of a point that comes out with a grass island right here. We're in 19 feet. It comes right up here. All right. I like it.
Two of the best lake commandos in the business start putting Steve's bearded deuce to work on a steep breaking weed line. The only question left is, will the bass cooperate? Lake Commandos is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Abu Garcia for life. Berkeley Powerbait. Fish bite and won't let go. Garmin Panoptics, all-seeing sonar. Join the pros who switch to Garmin. Fraybill's Aqualife Bait Station, trusted gear since 1938. Swagger Tackle, premium tungsten sinkers. And by Camp 365, the cabin that goes everywhere. Our early fall largemouth bass mission is underway on a Clearwater lake loaded with prime bass habitat. And as always, Steve Panaz has his hands full with veteran pro angler Mark Kortz. He's one of the most successful professional walleye fishermen to ever wet a line, with multiple wins and the 2015 NWT Angler of the Year title on his resume. What many don't know is he's also an accomplished tournament bass angler.
If you look at how close we are to those reeds or bulrushes, it drops off dramatically. We're in 19 foot, so you got a real steep break. So I'm sure these fish are sitting out just off that break, just waiting for stuff to swim off that break and right into their face.
Fish. Good one. Nice bass. Nice.
Nice fish.
That's a good way to start it, huh?
Absolutely. The only bad thing about that is you're up 1-0.
Well, I like this lake a lot. It's got some great cover. It's got some nice average fish. I mean, we've caught 2, missed one. Some fantastic outside weed lines. You can see right here, you can see the stop, and we're in 14 feet of water. It just drops like a rock right here. I like the action on the bait. It looks good underwater, and with this half-ounce weight, it seems like it's got a good fall rate. It's not too fast, but it's fast enough to get the tentacles and stuff to move on the way down, and it's triggering strikes. You'll notice I'm fishing the Revo Rocket. This thing takes in about 39 inches per turn, and the reason I'm comfortable fishing this is that we're basically casting, dropping down to the bottom and just letting it work down there. I'm not retrieving it. I'm not over speed, but I've got that speed when I need to get the reel in, to get the bait in and make a next cast. Got him. That's a good fish. He's in the grass. Be a bass, it is. Good. Look at the garbage down there, baby. You know, if this bass was 22 inches, Mark, this thing would weigh about 19 pounds. Look at that chunk right there. That is gorgeous. Good LT fishing here, man. So what we're doing right now is we're just working this weed line, and it's a good mix of vegetation. This is a northern milfoil right now, but what we're fishing is I've got a 1/2 ounce Swagger Tackle tungsten on. This is a 3/0 heavy cover hook, and just putting it near the tail, coming in like this. And these tentacles act like a jig. And we got the deuce down there wiggling like a craw.
He's been getting a lot more bites. Yeah, we're fishing the same water, so I think the biggest deal is that he's running a floral leader. And so I'm just gonna tie up a quick floral leader here.
Does fluorocarbon make that big of a difference? Obviously today there is a difference, something else that's going on, and I think Mark is making a smart move right now. There's one. Oh, bass too. There you go, dude. You're on the board.
Finally.
On the board. Boy, I was just thinking about moving. This stretch has been kind of weak.
Tell you what, that heavy cover flipping hook does not miss them.
No, I like that. That hook gap is amazing.
Just chunks.
Panaz got off to a great start, but you can never count out Quartz, and we're a long way from finished. This segment of Lake Commandos is brought to you by Yeti. Yeti, built for the wild. The annual Steve Panaz Mark Quartz Lake Commandos grudge match is heating up on a Clearwater lake loaded with prime bass habitat. The downside is prime bass habitat is also prime pike habitat, and a very healthy population of these toothy predators is wreaking havoc on the Commandos' tackle supply.
Oh, that friggin' pike me off. Pike? Tim. Pike are just... I didn't even feel it hit. It just took it right off. You know, one of the underestimated things in fishing that makes a big difference in what you catch and what you don't catch is confidence. Today, the pike got to me, and I have to admit, when I lost the 1/2 ounce sinkers that I had, my whole box was emptied of 1/2 ounce sinkers, and I tried to go heavier and I tried to go lighter, and I just couldn't get the right feel, the right fall, the right anything. That hurt me, and I think that's why Mark really came on strong about halfway through the morning. Uh-oh. Get in here.
Nice fish. Where are you going?
Gar hole. Calling this a gar hole.
That's a tie right now.
Frustrated. I don't have the sinker I needed. Lured them all the pike. You feeling better now? Because you were getting kind of crabby there for a
No,
while.
I wasn't getting crabby.
You were too.
No, I just stayed calm, cool, and collected.
Calling all my spots gar holes.
Steve jumped out on me on a lead, 3-0, and I didn't panic. And that was the biggest thing. I was paying attention to what was happening, you know, paying attention to the small details. And once I went to that fluorocarbon leader on the braid, green pumpkin, then that's when I started getting bit.
So Quartz is on a roll, and we're all tied up as the guys make the switch to Mark's finesse drop shot presentation. And the change doesn't slow him down.
Smallmouth. Baby smallmouth.
What'd you just say?
I said smallmouth.
And then what'd you say?
Baby smallmouth.
That Fusion 19 hook again with that slick set coating absolutely is a fish catching fool. But the way I look at this, that's 4-3. We've been fishing my pattern about 2 minutes, and first smallmouth of the day.
That smallmouth is the first of a 3-fish run for Quartz on the drop shot Max Scent Flatnose Minnow, and a 3-fish lead over Steve Panaz.
You know, what I'm doing is I'm searching on these points for deep coontail. That's where these fish should be located right now. It's a good green weed, lots of oxygen, and it's just a good ambush point. And these points there again are a good ambush point.
You know, I always enjoy fishing with someone that has a technique or fishes a way that I don't. Mark was real precise. I'm more of a cover water, fish a little bit faster. Mark, when he got the drop shot rod in his hand, he pulled up to a little saddle area and started making precision casts right to the weed line. And though we didn't catch any big fish on drop shot, he was a surgeon with that presentation today. Oh my gosh, is he still in there? Come on. Yeah, he's in there. Well, he's in the coontail. Well, it held. You know, you gonna break my line? Down by 2. Look at that. He's all full of a clump of stuff in there.
Lake Commandos is brought to you by Yamaha, reliability starts here. Berkeley, catch more fish. Plano, protect your passion. Aquaview, the original underwater camera. Yeti, built for the wild. Fish Monkey, performance fishing gloves. ARE, outfit for life. And by Berkeley Trilene, anglers trust Berkeley Trilene. This segment of Lake Commandos is brought to you by Camp 365, the cabin that goes everywhere. Panaz Quartz 6 is entering the final stretch, and Mark Quartz has a 3-fish lead. But the guys have decided to put down the spinning rods and finish out the day with Steve's Texas-rigged bearded deuce.
I've got boat control. I'm gonna keep us on the weeds. I'm gonna slow us down in some of those areas where we had some bites this morning and see if that isn't the deal. So, and maybe the fish just pushed up deep into the cover and we just need to go in and flip them out.
But before they get back to fishing, they take a quick time out to drop the Aquaview for a closer look.
Look at the coontail down there, Mark. It's about what I expected in terms of just the amount of weeds down at the weed line.
Visibility though definitely isn't what.
No, I expected 12 foot.
Yep.
Not seeing any panfish, not seeing anything. You know what that's telling me is we're not running into big schools. We knew that from today. We've never caught more than 1 fish off a spot.
Correct.
You know, it's interesting. We're an hour and 7 minutes into our final period. Mark's got boat control because he's got the most bass in the boat. The problem is we haven't had a bite other than pike. I bet you close to 2 hours now. So we switched from drop shot because we just honestly, it was producing tiny fish. And we went back to our main pattern, which is these bearded chigger cross and bearded deuces. And there's a fish. That's a bass. Yeah. Yes. Here's what I like about this hook. This is the Fusion 19. Look at that bite that's got. Oh, yes. Down by 1.
We tried different things. You know, we thought, well, the vegetation, maybe we need to switch it up, go into some, you know, reeds or something like that. And, you know, you caught a fish, but we never put together a true pattern where we caught multiple fish doing the same thing in, you know, one area.
This lake has a good structure, at least according to the surveys, of 15 to 19 inch bass. Today, when we started off, we caught several fish in that 14, 15, 16, 17 inch range. Nice fish, and I guess my expectation was that we were going to continue to get fish like that throughout the day. The problem is the bite died around noon. The clouds disappeared, the wind died, it was flat calm. It was tough conditions.
4,
I get
3.
to finish my cast.
What are you gonna do, drag it all the way back to the dock?
I might.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what, you know, honestly, we caught 15 bass today. I don't know how many pike. I don't know how many pike we got bit off by. So all in all, was not truly a bad day fishing.
No, it wasn't. But it started off well.
We had high hopes when it started off.
Well, we had some big fish. But you know what? Water temp in this area was 60 degrees a week ago. It's 72 right now. I mean, that's what I call a reverse cold front. I don't like when it warms up that fast. I don't like it in the spring, and I definitely don't like it in the fall. So, dude.
Hey, good match again.
Nice job. I can see now. Hey, if you want to win what works for us, visit lakecommandos.com or check out our Facebook page.
I'm Captain George Mitchell. This is Coastal Chaos.
You know, communication means a lot to me, both on land and on the water, especially when it comes to locating fish or fishermen. I want to know where the fish are before I splash the boat, but I also need more info, and sometimes it's not info I can get from my smartphone. Now, today's modern smartphones are not only reliable and fairly rugged, but they also offer up some pretty good service. That's until you get out on the water.
Hey folks, Captain Chris here with Towboat US Palm Beach. Cell phones are great when you're on the boat, but offshore nothing beats a well-maintained 25-watt fixed mount marine VHF antenna. All VHF radios work by line of sight, antenna to antenna. The height of your antenna is critical. Cell phones are great, but they only work 8 to 10 miles offshore. Any farther than that, you'll need a VHF to communicate. When you need assistance on the water, antenna height is key. Whether calling the U.S. Coast Guard or Towboat US, we can reach you from here to the Bahamas. Radio check, radio check.
Towboat US Palm Beach has you loud and clear.
Towboat US can give you a radio check also. 5-watt handheld radio is great near shore, but a 25-watt fixed mount VHF with a good antenna will get you the range you need offshore when you need assistance.
Coastal Chaos, tips for serious saltwater anglers.